What's going on, guys? How you guys doing today? What I came to talk to you guys today about was why schools don't teach us about personal finances. They don't teach us about the operation of money and how it works. And I believe the true reason behind this is really simple. Is because schools are businesses. The school industry is a business. And with every business, it has an objective in order to make money, in order to increase its profits. So what school, really does to its core, it teaches us as individuals how to be workers. It doesn't necessarily teach us how to lead or how to create. It teaches us how to be in a system and being able to collaborate with others within that system for the betterment of the organization that we're working for. And I believe this goes back, to the early 1900s, to where you had the big monopolies, these big entrepreneurs that have so much of an influence on the school industry. I believe they got together with, people in high positions on these school boards, and they created curriculums that would benefit them in the long run, benefit both parties. So if I create a system where people, do what they're told to do, where they don't think for themselves, they operate as, almost like a robot, where I program them to do whatever it is that you need them to do. So they program us to be workers, and then in the end, that just helps the entrepreneur, but it also helps the school system, because the school system tells you you can't succeed in life, you can't take care of your family, or it'll be hard to take care of your family without having some type of an education, some type of a degree. So it creates this constant loop of putting importance of having an education in front of everything. So you go to school, you also tell your kids that they need to go to school. They tell their kids that they need to go to school. So it's a system. It's a cycle. It constantly feeds people into this system of having to go to school, having to pay, hundreds of $1,000s in order to receive, a degree, in order to be able to go work for somebody out in the working world. So you can't get ahead in life unless you get this, $100,000 degree or $50,000 degree, however much money it is. So, the schools and these big companies, they work together. Okay, we're going to continue to feed you people. We're going to continue to feed you worker bees. And at the same time, they're helping themselves by constantly creating this idea that you can't get ahead in life unless you go to school. So it's a circular thing. It's a constant thing, constant loop. And they don't want you to break that loop. They don't want you to understand money or understand how to go get it for yourself, or understand how to use money as a means of operation, as a means of allowing you to do what you want to do in life. Looking at money more as a vehicle that allows you to do more of what you want to do in your life. So instead of looking at money as a vehicle or, a machine that we can put to use for ourselves, we tend to think that I have to go out there and do something for somebody else in order to receive that dollar. So I'm working for that dollar instead of making that dollar work for me. So as long as you are in that system, it's hard to break that system. It's hard to break that way of thinking, of understanding that money is simply just a vehicle, or it's simply just a machine. How do I operate that machine in order to make it most efficient, or to make it more beneficial for me? Because how we're currently working, we're working as the machine in order to create more wealth. We're trading our time in order to create more wealth. But how can I have it to where, I'm able to keep my time, but increase the output of this machine at the same time? So it's just how we look at money. They don't teach us how to look at money. They don't teach us how to use money. They teach us to be subservient in school. So when you go out in the working world, you're subservient to your boss. So in school, you have to raise your hand in order to get things. I gotta raise my hand to go use the bathroom. I gotta raise my hand to answer a question. So when you go in the working world, you have to answer to a boss. You have to ask them for, permission for days off. You have to ask them, can I get a bonus? Or you have to ask them. You're subservient to them. So school teaches this at a young age. So where when we get in the working world, it's all we know. So you're used to having to ask somebody for something. So you're never in a position to where you're leading. You may be leading within the organization, but you're not creating. You're not, the person in the seat where there's creating opportunities for other people. But the world needs workers, and it needs those worker bees. So not everybody can be a business creator, or not everybody can create value, create a system of value. So when you look at it from that kind of standpoint, you understand why the school system is the way it is, because the school system benefits, the companies benefit, and the head of it all, the government benefits. The government benefits from having people working, the working class. So everybody's benefiting off of your inability to understand how to create value for yourself or how to make money work for you. They want you to work for your money. They want you to trade your time in order to have money, because in order for them to benefit, they need you to be, from an educational standpoint, financially compromised, to where you don't understand your personal finances, you don't understand how finances work, or you don't understand how money works and how money's a vehicle and how money can, do XYZ for you. Instead, they need you to think of, I need to do XYZ in order to earn money, instead of doing XYZ in order for money to earn for you. So it's just flipped, because the way they operate is almost predatory. They want you to be reliant on them. They want you to be reliant on that education. They want you to be reliant on that job in order to take care of your family. So you can't take care of your family if you don't have this degree. You can't take care of your family if you don't have this job. So they make you subservient to somebody in order to take care of yourself, or in order to take care of your family. So they don't want you to know how to earn it without them. They don't want you to know how to be your own boss, because it stops them from making money. It stops them from being in the lead. It's like, you got to look at it from a business standpoint. Their competitive advantage is they understand money and you don't. Why would they ever give you the information on how to earn money? Because if they teach you how to earn money without them, that means you're taking away from their pockets, and they're not gonna, miss the opportunity to make money off of you. So they're never gonna teach you about personal finances. They're never gonna teach you about how money works and how money operates and how you can make money work for you in order to, have a freer life. They want you to be relying on them. So we can't expect them to teach us what we should know. They want to distract you with all this other different information that doesn't benefit you in really any way. I just think about all the classes that I took that have no real impact on what I do today or my job today. So it just goes back to the thinking of, they really are teaching to distract us from what's really important, what really pushes us forward in life. And you have to understand that. It's like being in a safari. The top of the food chain, the lion's not going to teach the gazelle, or it's not going to teach the zebra how it hunts. Because once it teaches it how it hunts, then I can't hunt you anymore. You're a food source that's gone away from me. So as long as it has that competitive advantage, it'll always thrive. It will always win. It'll always be at the top. But if I give away my secrets, if I give away my sauce, then how am I surviving? You're taking food away from my family. So you got to look at it in that sense. They're never going to teach you how to make money. They're never going to teach you how to invest properly. They're never going to teach you how to manage risk or manage debt, or how to make debt work for you, how there's good debt, how there's bad debt, and how you can leverage, that type of stuff. They're never going to teach you that stuff, because they don't want you to win. They need you to be subservient to them. They need you to be a worker. They need you to operate in a capacity to where you don't really think about what you're doing. You just do. So that's why school would never really teach you about personal finances. That's why school would never teach you about money and how it works, or the operation of it. And we just need to get out there and learn it for ourselves. We need to pick up books. We need to break ourselves of this cycle, so we can thrust our family forward, and teach our families to be a lot more independent, away from the system, understanding that I can make money for myself without having to go get a college degree. We need to teach, our families that a college degree isn't the end all be all, and that there's a world outside of having to spend $50,000 or $100,000 on a sheet of paper that in the end you still may not get a job with, because there's a ton of people that don't have a job but have college degrees. So that's what I want us to really understand, is school will never teach us personal finances. And in order to understand personal finances, we have to do that homework. We have to do that studying. We have to do that collecting of information on our own. And, and you should want that. And you shouldn't expect them to give you that kind of information. Because if I was a business owner, I wouldn't let my competition know how I'm succeeding. I wouldn't give them, my competitive advantage. So I don't expect others to do that for me. So I'm willing to go out there and get this information on my own in order to push myself and my family forward. Thank you guys for coming through, checking out this video like you guys usually do. But I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm out.